Adding hot boiling water. Just don't do it. Adding boiling hot water will degrade the color, so this will fade faster. The color will fade faster and you will not get the desired color as you need. So do not use boiling water. If you are using coffee, make sure the coffee does cool down, just a little bit warm, and then you can mix it into the henna mixture. Adding oil before henna application. Don't do it. Do not apply any oil to your hair prior to henna application. You want to make sure your hair is clean, and so the henna does deposit its color onto your hair. If you have any oil, if your hair is dirty, it will not give you the color you're looking for. Washing your henna hair too soon than the desired amount. Just don't do it. Don't wash it too early. Washing your hair earlier than the recommended amount, you will not get the desired area and you will see that it is lighter. So especially if you're looking for a darker color hair, make sure you are putting it on for 2 to 3 hours. Rinsing your henna with shampoo. Rinsing with shampoo, henna? No, just don't do it. Rinsing with shampoo will actually degrade the color. So you should be actually rinsing it with a conditioner instead. Using henna thinking that it will change your dark color hair. Don't use henna thinking it will change your dark color hair to light. Henna can only go from light to dark, but never from dark to light. This dark color hair strand right here, we had applied burgundy on it, so you can definitely see it is still dark, it is still rich. You do not see that red in there, but that doesn't mean that you should not apply henna to it. You can definitely, and you will feel your hair soft. Just don't think that it will change your color if you have dark color hair. Henna cannot lighten your hair. Already dark color hair, you can go from light to dark, but never from dark to light. Bleaching is the worst thing you can do to your henna, so just don't do it. Afraid your clothes are gonna get dirty? Don't wear any clothes you're afraid to get stained. Mixing henna and then using it right away. Do not do that. You need to let the henna mixture sit out for the amount that is recommended. So depending on the hair dye, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, or 8 to 10 hours. Do read the instructions. We hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe for more.
You need to know about dyeing your hair with henna. Now, I've been dyeing my hair with henna for roughly a year now, and I love it, and I would never go back to regular hair dye, and here's why. I've been dyeing my hair different colors for many years now, and after trying a bunch of colors, I found one that I really like, which is ginger, and so I wanted to kind of settle down and continue going with this hair color. So I decided to look into more sustainable options and to hair dye. After dyeing my hair for years with chemical hair dye, I've noticed substantial damage being done to my hair. My hair was starting to get a lot thinner than it used to be. It started to break a lot more, and at some points it started like falling out, getting really dry, getting really weak, and I was done with it. I still wanted to dye my hair and I still wanted to, be ginger, but I no longer wanted to damage my hair, so I switched to henna. So henna itself can be an amazing hair mask, and if you're someone who's only looking for the benefits of henna without actually dyeing your hair, there are henna treatments on the market that will not dye your hair, but I will be talking specifically about henna hair dye. So to address the elephant in the room, I want to talk about the myths about henna. The first myth is that henna hair dye is permanent. It is not. Henna hair dye is not permanent by any means. It actually lasts about 4 to 6 weeks. However, if you're someone like me and you're planning to dye your hair regularly with henna, you can build up the color with every use. So every time you would dye your hair with henna, it would get brighter and the color would last longer. Another myth about henna is that once you dye your hair with henna, you can no longer chemically dye your hair after. Now, this myth is not entirely wrong. You are not technically supposed to use any synthetic hair treatments in your hair for a few weeks after dyeing your hair with henna. And if you try out henna and you decide that it's not for you, it's suggested to wait at least 1 month before dyeing your hair with chemical hair dye. But obviously, the longer you wait, the better, and it's suggested that you wait till the henna fades out of your hair, but if you're impatient, it's typically okay to re-dye your hair after henna. You just gotta wait. But obviously, with any product that you use, always do a test strand to make sure that your hair is fine taking it in. Now, while it's not suggested to use chemical hair treatments after henna, you can actually use them before. So let's say you wanted to lighten your hair to make the henna brighter, that's completely fine. You can do those chemical processes before you put the henna on your hair. Also better to wait to let the hair follicles close up. Now to move on to the things you should know about henna. Henna does not lift your hair color, meaning it's not gonna make it lighter. Henna simply stains whatever hair color you have at the moment. So the box hair dye that you're used to will actually penetrate the strands of your hair, while henna will just coat the top. So henna itself is an amazing hair mask. It has vitamin E, antioxidants, it has proteins, and it also has great antifungal properties. But if you regularly use any other protein-rich hair treatments, your hair can actually get really dried out with using henna just because of the excess proteins that are going to be added. Henna is also pretty messy, and it has a very different texture from the hair dye that you might be used to, so you do need to do some prep before putting it on. So don't wear a white shirt. I'm going to go change this one in a bit, and make sure to cover your hands to the best of your ability and any other surfaces in the area because it will stain. And now let's get started with the process. So henna should go on clean, damp hair, so I'm going to go ahead and wash my hair with shampoo only, and I'm not going to use any conditioners or leave-in conditioners or anything like that, just shampoo and slightly dry my hair. While my hair is drying a bit after the shower, I'm going to start mixing my henna. I use henna from Light Mountain in the shade red, and you can get this on Amazon, and they also have different shades of brown, red, and black. When buying henna, I always suggest to look at the ingredients to make sure it's 100% henna, as it is with this one over here. The back of the box also shows you how your hair shade will change and which hair colors it will not work on. And this hair dyeing pack comes with almost anything you need for your hair dyeing process, including the henna leaf powder, instructions, a hair cap, and gloves. And since my henna pack already came with the instructions, I will be following those for my water measurements. For one pack, you're supposed to use 14 to 16 ounces of water, but since I'm using 2 packs, I'll be doubling that amount. I also prefer to use more water than less, this way the mixture will take longer to dry and be easier to work with. While using hot distilled water is enough to activate the henna, adding different mixtures to your hair paste can enhance its different properties. Yellow things such as chamomile tea will boost the golden tones in the henna, red things such as beet juice or red tea will boost the red, black things such as coffee or black tea will boost the black tones. Lemon juice is said to increase the longevity of the color and potentially lighten it as well. However, I do not recommend using lemon juice or any caffeinated liquids in the henna, as they might dry out your hair or even irritate the skin. Some people choose to add oil to their henna mixtures to moisturize their hair, but that can be problematic too, because if you add too much, you will create a barrier between the hair and the henna dye, which can result in a patchy or uneven color. There's a lot of controversy of whether adding things to your henna is a good idea or not, so make sure you look up whatever liquid you choose to add to your paste. It's always safer to just use hot distilled water. I personally have been adding chamomile tea in my henna ever since I started dyeing my hair this way, and I never had problems with it. The color always comes out amazing, and plus it makes the henna smell good. So if you do choose to add anything to your henna, make sure that they're really simple and gentle ingredients without caffeine or acidity. Apologies for that little rant, and let me fill you in on what's going on now. I am mixing my henna in a plastic bowl using a plastic hair dye brush. It's basically forbidden to use any metals when working with henna. I'm not a scientist, but I believe it has something to do with its oxidation. Anyways, I'm slowly adding my hot water to the henna mixture until it has a texture similar to yogurt or sour cream. Again, I prefer to add a little more liquid so it's easier to work with. I am definitely not the best mixer, so my henna had a few clumps, but it's honestly nothing to worry about. While the henna is cooling down, I changed my shirt, took off metal jewelry, brushed my hair, and separated it into 4 sections. Keep in mind that the clips that I use are also not metal. I then put on the gloves, but I have long nails, so I like to tape them with skin tape to protect them and to not rip the gloves. I also suggest protecting your skin with petroleum jelly around your hairline, ears, and neck to not stain the skin. I personally will not be doing this because I'm lazy, and also this henna doesn't stain the skin too bad, so it washes out in a day anyways. I gave my henna mixture around 15 minutes to cool down and made sure that it's not gonna burn my skin. I then started to apply it to my hair, starting at the root and going down. Henna hair dye is a lot thicker than box hair dye, so working with a brush alone is rather difficult. I like to apply the henna with a brush and then massage it into my hair using my hands. It's better to do this process relatively fast because as the henna sits out, it starts to get dry and become thicker, which makes it harder to work with. So as you can tell, I'm focusing on saturating my hair with a paste instead of trying to make it look neat. I repeat this process for all 4 of the sections, making sure that all of my hair is covered with the henna entirely. I collect all of my hair at the top of my head and put on the little plastic bag that was provided in the henna hair dye pack. You can also use a regular plastic bag as well. I now have the chance to clean up any henna that got onto my skin, and since it hasn't been sitting out for that long, it didn't really have a chance to stain my skin too bad. The hardest part is now over. All I have to do now is wait for 2 to 4 hours. I think I waited like 3.5. The plastic bag prevented the henna from drying, so washing it out will not be too hard. I hop in the shower and do my usual hair washing routine with shampoo and conditioner. And every time I hop out of the shower, I get shocked by how amazing the color looks. This is my hair right after I hopped out of the shower, and then this is my hair all dry the next morning. It looks amazing. And then this is my hair styled. The hair color will also change over the course of around a week, so this is not even my final hair color. Also, my studio is a little dark, so I wanted to show you what my hair looks like in the sun because it looks gorgeous. Like, you know those Rapunzel songs when she was singing and her hair was glowing? That's how I feel like. For once, I was more orange than my cat. I think he was very confused. And that is honestly all for my henna hair dyeing process. I hope you guys enjoyed this video or found it useful. If that is the case, go ahead and give it a little like and perhaps give me a follow. And let me know what other tutorials you want to see in the future. Bye!